Now, September marks Tourism and Heritage Month in South Africa. As part of the celebration, South African National Parks is recognizing and preserving some of the country's heritage sites. One of those is land that once belonged to the Bakgalaka people who lived in parts of Phalaborwa. Newzroom Afrika's Zikhona Tshona filed this report.
If you have visited the Kruger National Park on the Phalaborwa side, you may have seen this mountain. This is Mount Chikumbu, once occupied by the Bakgalaka, who are led by Chief Tokongara. The Bakgalaka, otherwise known as the Black Jews, lived here centuries ago. They mined iron and copper and lived in caves. Some of their graves are still here, including that of their great leader, Chief Tokongara. Some descendants of the Bakgalaka still come to this area to perform rituals. On the day that the Kruger National Park honored the site, some descendants climbed the mountain and honored their ancestors. This 54-year-old says he feels a sense of pride that the place is now recognized as a heritage site.
I'm Dojan Bakgalaka. When I was still young, when we seated around the fireplace in the evening, our grandmothers and grandfathers used to tell us about how they arrived here, how their grandfathers arrived here. And that's how we get to know the story of Tongegara. I belong to the Ramotwa clan. And then Tongegara, when he arrived here, he fathered 5 children, sons, and then 2 daughters. The 5 sons are, number 1 is Malesa, number 2 is Pure, number 3 is Ramalepe, number 4 is Ramuta, that's where I come from, and the 5th one is Muliwa, the last born. And the 2 sisters are Nogara and Shumeni.
The recognition means that when tourists visit the Kruger National Park, they will be able to read up on the history of the Bakgalaka. Makwele Samson Mukhalaka is one of the leaders working to preserve the history and the story of the Bakgalaka. He says while a heritage site is a great honor, the land would be a greater currency and legacy for the Bakgalaka.
We are busy with the land claim right now. I would like very much to be given back our land so that our children, they know where their ancestors used to stay. We know that the government compensates people with monies and the like, but as a Bakgalaka, we would like to have our land back.
Sandpark says beyond preserving natural heritage, cultural preservation is an important part of its work, adding that it still has bigger plans for the site.
Of course, the site may not be complete, but people can come in and see and read for themselves what is on the information boards. But we hope that going forward, we will develop it in such a way that it becomes a tourist destination on its own.
Descendants of Bakgalaka say this is a good step in ensuring that not only South Africa but the world knows their history. Also hoping that future generations of Bakgalaka will be able to access the park so that they too can learn their history. For Newzroom Afrika on channel 405, I'm Zikhona Tshona at the Kruger National Park in Phalaborwa.